last year's winner. And it's been a little bit of time coming through because simply due to the challenges of 2021 and gaining this very prestigious trophy in our hands, it's taken us a little wee while to get to a position where we can celebrate this young lady this morning. So to that end, I do wish to ask Isabella Etherington to come up and join me up here in the sanctuary as I read the following, because there is much to celebrate. This is a press release that came from the United Nations Association of New Zealand. It was in reference to the Secondary School Speech Award that has been competed for over the last 30 years. Interestingly enough, our current Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, was a finalist in this particular speech competition. The topic for 2021 was the role of the United Nations and its broader system, including, for example, the World Health Organization. And it was their role in addressing global challenges such as COVID-19, reinforcing the need for governments, NGOs, the private sector and people everywhere to support and develop the United Nations. The question was asked, what should this support and development look like? Usually regional finals are held and regional winners are then brought to Wellington for the national competition, where they get to participate in a national conference and also receive a tour of Parliament. In 2021, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, the speech awards were held online. We were pleased by the number, we being the association, were pleased by the number of entries received, and despite all of the challenges, the judging panel were inspired by the charisma, the resilience, the engagement of the young people who continued to participate in fine fashion. The young people who are involved in the competition reflected the bright future for New Zealand and its engagement with wider stakeholders. The ideas shared by students have provided the association itself with fresh perspectives on the relevance of the United Nations and how it's viewed by young people today. With that in mind, the Association of New Zealand were able to gladly announce the Speech Award winner for 2021, and that particular winner was our very own Isabella Etherington. And to that end, I'd like to provide Isabella now with what is a very, very special trophy and her certificate. Well done. Certainly I'm inspired on a daily basis by the wonderful feats, the efforts of our young people on both our campuses. And well done again, Isabella, for that fine award. Moving to a focus on rowing, and I wish to share the following feedback that I received from the rowing club itself in reference to the 2021-2022 rowing season. It certainly will be one to remember. It was a season of curveballs, COVID cancellations, and yet outstanding success for St Paul's Collegiate Rowing. It was an ominous start to the first day of the rowing season when the rowing club itself found them in a Waikato lockdown minutes before the first camp departure. It didn't seem fair that the students were stuck at home and the majority of the rest of the country was busy training on the water. But our crews did their very best. They kept going with online training, then socially distanced land training, before finally being allowed back together and onto the river. It wasn't the end of the disruptions, however. There were more cancellations, COVID close contact, sickness, injury, and bad weather to come for the wider squad. Throughout all the obstacles and the challenges, the squad have focused on consistently working to improve their rowing skills and fitness, looking for individual and crew challenges and progression. Staying ready and excited at the prospect of regattas being back on the calendar, but always enjoying training hard, going away on camps and building a club that supports one another through the tough times. This positivity and consistency of training and effort meant that the finals and medals were waiting for the crews to collect when they finally got to a regatta. Even with the ongoing COVID challenges, both the Aon Junior Regatta and the North Island Secondary School Championships saw great results across the club, from the novices through to the under-18 girls and boys. However, what was waiting for the team in Twizel at Lake Ruataniwha for the Maadi Cup was a big unknown. For the most part, the South Island had avoided the challenges that had been faced with COVID interruptions, so fast and furious racing was expected for those who were going to compete. Only under 16, 17 and under 18 rowers were allowed to compete at this year's Aon Maadi Cup, and the racing was exceptionally close. But due to the consistent hard work and commitment through the season, the St Paul's rowers were among those leading the races. All 24 rowers and coxswains who competed at the Maadi Cup made a final. And I'm going to say that again because that's exceptional. All 24 rowers and coxswains who competed at the Maadi Cup made a final. This truly is a team and a squad sport. We finished the regatta with 10 A final races, 4 B finals and 5 C finals, finishing 5th out of 95 schools in the Star Trophy for the overall points, and 2nd in the President's Sculls Trophy for sculling events. And I want to repeat that again because that in itself is phenomenal as well. Out of 95 schools, we finished 5th in the country, and 2nd in the sculling events, for which we have focused extremely hard on. The rowing coaches in the school are incredibly proud of all the rowers from the 2021-2022 season. To overcome such uncertainty and disappointment and still keep persevering shows grit and resilience, which are the traits of success in all aspects of life. Our rowing club, I know, is certainly excited about the future of St Paul's rowing and the legacy that the 2021-2022 rowers have helped to start building. And to that end, on a personal level, I wish to thank the large number of our staff and the large number of coaches who are involved in the rowing program, and to the rowing committee, to the president of the club, for their tireless work in preparation to provide opportunities for our young people to excel. They certainly have excelled. And to Ms Gamble Flint, as a Director of Rowing, I give my utmost appreciation for her leadership, for her direction, for her vision, and the way in which she and her coaches have worked in really trying circumstances to create such incredible results. And to those results we turn. And I ask the following outstanding young women to come forward as we celebrate their success as bronze medalists in the girls' novice 18 quad. Could the following young ladies make their way up here now, please? Sophie Dunn, Georgia Rose Ripman, Beth Clearwater, Bella Etherington and Fred Phillips as cox. What I'm going to do is ask head girl of the school, Leah Weck, who remains in a mask while I am not at this moment while I'm talking, to present each of her peers with the outstanding medals that they deserve. If we could join together to congratulate not only these outstanding young women, but to you as well, Fred, for your instrumental leadership as coxswain of this particular group, bronze medalists at the New Zealand Championships. Well done. It was certainly with great pride I know that last Saturday I spent the entirety of the day moving from one live stream race to another, and not only on Saturday but on Friday as well. And there was much excitement on Friday in our dining room where students over lunch service were able to be part, in essence, in a very small way from a distance, but no doubt spirit travels across waters, as we watched a pretty phenomenal performance. And to that end, I would like to ask the members of the boys under 18 quad, and these are students who won and have become not only gold medalists but New Zealand champions in the process: Riley Wills, Logan Spencer, Levi Davidson, Connor Irving and coxswain George McIntosh. If those 5 young men can come forward now, please. In front of me this morning is the boat in which they ended up powering down the course, and they did so in absolutely fine fashion, a gruelling race over 2K, and the reward for 5 months of hard work is a gold medal round the neck. And it's something that I hope that these young men continue to cherish, understanding that there are moments in time where you're held to account, where you do get to be measured, and they were measured and they were found to be deserving, incredibly deserving. On behalf of the entire school, young men, we are incredibly proud of the 5 of you, and you come with our utmost congratulations, pat on the back, well done, and pride. Phenomenal effort, congratulations. And without them sitting on down, because there is much to celebrate, I would like to ask Riley Wills and Logan Spencer to come forward, because these 2 young men produced again another exceptional performance, and this time it was in the boys under 18 double, and as such they have been crowned New Zealand champions, gold medalists in that particular race. And again, watching live stream, the energy and effort that they expended across the course in order to be recognised as New Zealand champions is nothing short of stunning, and we congratulate them on their fine efforts. Well done, young men. And finally, to Riley Wills, who, at least if he hasn't got fit over the rowing season, which I'm pretty sure he has, the idea that he needs to walk backwards and forwards up here should just help a little bit, or at least it's a bit of a warm down, because I can only but imagine physically what he's put his body through over the last few months. And sorry, Riley, but you don't get to run away on me. You have to stand up here this morning, because we do want to acknowledge your fantastic work in the single. Phenomenal race, particularly as you started the race in a fashion that I'm sure you wouldn't have desired, but the engine, the effort, the calmness as you powered your way down the course to a very, very well-deserved victory. Last year it was in the under-17s, this year in a marquee event, the under-18s, and to be crowned New Zealand champion is an outstanding effort, and today we applaud and celebrate you. Well done. So with that in mind, I'd like to ask all of those who were medalists to join me back up here in the sanctuary right now so that we can take a photo accordingly. So as medalists, if you could come forward, please. And as you come forward, I will ask head boy of the school, Sam Peoples, to provide a member of the boys' quad with the Trevor Cooker Memorial Shield for being national champions in that particular field. And I will ask the head girl of the school, Leah Weck, to provide the Morris Jones Cup to Riley and to Logan as winners of the under-18 double. Absolutely outstanding series of events for which we are truly proud as a school, and I ask you again, wherever you are this morning, to celebrate by joining together in loud applause for these outstanding young people. Well done, team. Thank you very much. And as we conclude Headmasters' Assembly this morning, I do just wish to recognise that we have had the finest of rowers in terms of performances at that particular regatta up here in the sanctuary. But make no doubt about it, this isn't an individual sport. This requires a club culture where people push each other time and time again, right the way from the early hours of the morning through to holiday breaks, while many of us are lying on beaches. Young people within our rowing club have been involved in residential camps, involved in seat racing, putting time into erg when nobody's watching, and I can promise you that stuff adds up and it matters. Might not be that as a member of our rowing club you've walked away with a medal. It might not be that you have walked away saying, I attended Maadi in 2022, but that doesn't make the hard work worthless or of no value. In fact, quite the opposite. Life throws us a myriad of different challenges, and what our job is to create a mindset, to create habits that as we have obstacles, we see them for what they are, and then we become solution and growth mind focused to step forward, to acknowledge them and to give of our best. And this morning, as I said from the outset, I'm delighted that we've got a rowing club who are here, that we are celebrating for the tireless work that they have put into the last 5 months. And every single one of them should be rightly proud, not just of the success of the young people that were in the sanctuary here today, but to the success of the entirety of the club, for it's everybody's to own and everybody's to celebrate. So to that end, as you are in your mentor classes this morning, I do give you a few minutes now just to reflect on this outstanding success with your mentor teachers. I do wish you the very, very best for the day ahead. And again, congratulations to all the fine young people who have been recognised this morning. Have a wonderful day. Ngā mihi.